Hey everybody, Mac Monster here, back with Hulk now. Going to do a run through of him. For the most part, there's a lot of nerfs coming your way, Mr. Hulk. Good news is everyone who's playing Hulk still loves Hulk, so that means those nerfs really aren't going to affect your gameplay that much. But some things are very, very drastic in changes, and I'm surprised not so many people are complaining about them. So they must functionally work pretty well. I'm gonna guess, for the most part, the people that really talk on social and all those other things are low level, probably like up to my level, which I consider mid level. I level everybody just so I can see their skills and make the builds and tell you what's been changed to the best of my ability. And looking over him, the first massive nerf I noticed was Unbridled Rampage. You have lost health regen, health per second, damage, everything. Gone. Used to be awesome. Now it's kind of lackluster. The best part about it is if you have 3 or more anger, you get 20% attack speed. It's really hard to get attack speed now, so that is still a major factor of it. Everything else is kind of a joke. I can't even believe this made it to launch, but it did. Second nerf I saw was Hulk Tough. Very, very strange change here. And the problem with Hulk Tough is it went from damage reduction percentage to plus defense and plus defense percentage. The cooldown function of it went from 100% reduced damage for 3 seconds to a massive defense increase. Why is this a nerf? You probably are wondering. Well, this is what happens. Before you had 100% damage immunity for 3 seconds. You cannot top that. That is awesome. That is great. Any change to that is a nerf. Even if it was just 99%, it's still a nerf. But it's not. It's a defense bonus. And the big numbers are made to fool everybody. Everybody's buying into it. All the people, the common gamers, the part-time players, they're all buying into the whole, oh, my guy hits harder now. Look at the big numbers. Everything hits harder now. Bosses hit harder now. Little itty-bitty trash mobs hit harder now. They all have bigger health pools. It's just a gameplay change. So for the tanks, which Hulk used to be really a tank, now he's kind of becoming an off tank. His damage, I think, actually, well, because of the Unbridled Rampage nerf, I think it went down. But it's hard to say because of the way they changed. They changed in such a massive way. But Hulk Tough is definitely a nerf. You went from damage reduction flat out to a defense rating. And the defense rating bell curve is so massive that they could give you 100% defense, 150% defense rating, and you will not come close to 100% damage reduction. You won't even scratch it. So it's a nerf. But it's still a great ability. So you still got to take it. You know, it's still not terrible. It's just not what it was. That's for sure. Another nerf, Short Temper. Less health you get from it, and you get less defense. And with the defense bell curve, you're getting even less damage reduction from it. But you still got to take it. It's the way it is. Another nerf, Hulk Free. The tenacity bonus. Oh, they fixed it. Okay, that's not so bad now. It used to be 1,000% tenacity. And yesterday, it was a buff to tenacity. Now they actually made it immune to crowd control for 3 seconds. That's very good. However, the passive tenacity bonus did still go down, but you got, I think, more movement speed out of it. So I kind of, it's still a little bit of a nerf. Not much of a nerf now. They changed it. That's good. Hulk Mad. Where is that? The flat crit rating isn't bad, but it's not the crit percentage that you used to get. So that's kind of gone down. So that's a slight nerf. Yes, every single skill out there with damage has been increased. 4 to 5 times the normal damage should be about where it's at. Anything more than that would be a buff. But for the most part, Hulk has been nerfified. He's no longer Hulk. He's kind of just big. So going into Hulk's Hulk Squish build, because everybody else calls it Hulk Smash. So I don't want to follow the norm here, even though it probably is the norm in builds. First and foremost, we still got to take Earthquake Leap. That's going to kill our trash. It does a lot of good damage. It spends anger, so it keeps us regenerating health, because whenever you spend anger, you generate 10% of your health. Yep, still 10% of your health over 3 seconds, so that's a nice little added effect. Keeps health coming in. We, of course, are going to take Hulk Mad. Where is that? This one's nice. We're choosing Hulk Mad over World Breaker. 1, because there's too many passes to pick from, and 2, this, by putting points into this, you lessen the cooldown on it. So you actually get the 100% critical hit chance more frequently. So that's definitely good. We're going to take Short Temper. Even though the defense passive is lower and it doesn't mean as much, hit points mean more. And that's because defense all around has been increased, so hit point, and more importantly, hit point regeneration are massive factors when you're tanking now. We're going to take Hulk Tough. We want the passive. We want the active ability. It's a lot of defense, and we're going to want that defense. Even though it's not going to pay out like it used to, it still will pay out a little bit. And even though Unbridled Rampage isn't as strong as it used to be, it's still something to do with anger, and we might as well have it. And finally, we're going to build, of course, Savage Swing. This is my favorite. I know I always go to it, but now it's hitting for 1,500 to 2,000 damage, and it slows everything 25% attack speed. That's awesome. That's really the super part about it. Working that with the Rampage, it works out pretty good. We're going to put a point in World Breaker just to get the passive critical hit chance and damage. We got to take Crushing Leap so we can get 1 point in Destructive Mayhem. Destructive Mayhem might be worth putting points into, but I don't find the Quake part or the Aftershock part of the ability to be the thing that really kills stuff. I find Earthquake Leap and Avalanche Leap the thing to kill things, and we're going to put a point in Avalanche Leap. And we're going to put a point in Hulk Free just to make sure we have Hulk Free, because that's pretty awesome. And that's going to be Hulk Squish build. Let me just confirm it. And what we'll do is we're going to have Avalanche Leap as our jump. And that hits kind of hard for now. It'll soften up a little bit later. Because medkits are now on a button, we're going to get rid of the medkit completely off our toolbar. But we're going to have our Unbridled Rampage. We're going to have our Hulk Mad. And actually, let's move these over here. We can get rid of these. Come on, go away. There it goes. Perfect. And what we want to kind of do is, of course, still time the Hulk Mad and Unbridled Rampage together. And we want Hulk Free available. If we ever get stuck, we're just going to hit the Hulk Free to get unstuck. And we're going to have Savage Swing. Oops, not that one. This one. As our primary attack. Gamma Strike is a hard-hitting attack. You might want to go for it if you want that Spirit Burner. To me, they're kind of making Hulk like everything else, but he's still got probably the second best defense. I think Captain America still beats him, but we'll find out in just a second. And I'll put his ultimate ability here and show that off. And I think we got all our burners, all our spenders, yep. So usually what I do with Hulk is I jump in. As you can see, that's probably going to kill trash. If anything else is around, I Earthquake Leap. That's probably going to kill trash. It's pretty fun, pretty great. Once you get all your anger built up, actually, that's a waste of time to do it that way. Just jump in and get it. Does jump spend anger, I wonder? No, it doesn't. So it's a great way of getting anger. As you can see, we got a massive amount of crit. I'm going to go over all the stat changes in a second. But this is our swing. We're now swinging really hard. Even though it's still slow, all we're going to do is pop the Rampage, pop the Hill Crit, and now we're hitting pretty fast for 4K on average, which is almost as hard as the other abilities anyways. And, you know, like Thing and everything else, we're stuck with this way with killing our bosses. However, with our massive defense, we should be able to shrug off any kind of ill effects from the bosses. Now, let's get our Hulk Tough ability out there. And actually, I think what we're going to do, oops, I spent it there, is we're going to move some things around. The bar is not cooperating with me. Everything I click on is being clicked off, so that's okay though. Hulk Free, Hulk Tough. Yep, that's how I would have it set up normally. Let me get my rage back, my anger. Okay, so fully buffed and everything, we're sitting at a massive 5,278 defense. That's giving us, ironically, 52.3% damage reduction. If you've seen any other videos, you realize heroes at 2,000 to 3,000 defense are sitting at 35%. So for an extra, almost double the defense, we're actually only getting 17% more damage reduction out of this. This is kind of unfair. What's happening with Hulk Tough is now it's got a passive 17% damage or defense rating increase with a passive defense rating increase, which is why that defense rating increase passively is a lot smaller, because we're gaining a big defense percentage base off of it. So that's fine. Our only other thing we can do is proc our Hulk Tough ability, which is a buff duration of 3 seconds, which will increase our defense from 17% to 68% and give us an extra 1,486 defense. This will be the most defense that we can get. If we look at it, we're sitting at 52.3%. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to proc it. And where is it? And now we go to 67%. Captain America still beats us only by a couple percentage. So for 3 seconds, we gain 15% damage reduction instead of 100% damage reduction. We've just lost 85% damage reduction. That's why it's a massive nerf. We were still this kind of defensive. You may not realize how defensive you were in the old patch, and that's fine, because all these big numbers are kind of making you think a lot of different things. But really, you were a better tank in the last patch than you are in this patch. You're still a good tank. And everybody says they're having fun with it. So don't bother spamming, telling me there's no nerfs and all that other stuff. You're not going to convince me at all. I know what I see. I can tell what numbers are. And I know how to calculate. It's just the way it is. Just because your damage went up doesn't mean the health pools of everything out there didn't go up too. And that's what's happening. Gearing rise for Hulk, we're still going to gear the same way. This Crimson Crystal of Cyclops is almost useless. The health is great. Super Soldier Serum is now the thing to have for any tank, because it's a massive amount of health regen. If Dr. Octopus's wasn't such a massive source of damage for us, I would say Sabretooth's Metal is now mandatory. All that health regen. We're going to have lots of defense reduction. Not as much as before, but we still have lots of it. we need to recuperate the damage that is getting through, because now damage will get through, and Unbridled's Rampage's health of 1,000 health and what is that, 400 health over 10 seconds isn't going to carry you anymore. Not going to happen. But as promised, we'll drop Hulk's bomb. And that's what it does. A little bit more damage than God Blast on Thor. Not all it's cracked up to be. Don't be sad-faced. So that's Hulk. When you're gearing him, obviously defense is going to be a factor because you're going to want to keep your defense up as you level. You need to get more defense. The reason is because that bell curve starts moving again. And until you're 60, it won't stop moving. So as you level, you need more defense rating to equal the same defense reduction. So you're still looking for defense, but I would say more importantly is health regen and hit points, and then defense. You really want to synergize those three together, because with all the damage reduction you got, the more hit points you have, the longer you'll live. And if you're going to have a lot of hit points and you're taking damage constantly, you got to regenerate those hit points. And that's where, you know, Kazar's Pendant is still going to pay off for you. That's a lot of crit rating for a movement power. It's not super a lot, but it is a good chunk. And that 40% chance to regenerate 41 health when I hit with a movement power isn't good anymore. But it's something. The crit rating's paying off. The movement speed's paying off. I would say Super Soldier Serum in here would work a lot better. And probably like a Starstone Tooth or something that's going to net me some health return on hitting things. Like Super Soldier Serum with the health over time. Things that I can proc for invulnerability. Things I can proc for health orbs. Anything like that. If you had your old costume with plus base health on it, don't get rid of those. They're completely different now. You get set health. 200, 400, 600, and 1,000, I think they are. That might be 200, 400, 800, and 2,000. But it's nowhere near the amount of health that it is with percentages. So keep those. And a little Spirit per kill will get you earthquaking or earthquake jumping all the time. And that's really it. Dr. Octopus's, you just got so many area abilities, you might as well have it. And that's all. That's Hulk for you. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope it helped. Still a very enjoyable character, even with all the nerfs. Don't worry, everybody's really still happy with him. So go out and squish stuff. I'll talk to you guys.